Remember when your mother told you that you can't just eat candy all the time? You'd be surprised how far and how long you can get just on candy bars. Welcome back to the show. It's me. Is it you too? You too? Probably not. They're busy singing songs and shit like that. Right, so we're getting at the time where it's about time to actually mention how hold that thought, as usual.
When creating a computer program, encountering numerous bugs and glitches is unavoidable, and Half-Life 2 is no exception. However, something that makes games unique among software is that an unintentional mistake can lead to exciting new opportunities. Valve employee Brian Jacobson was programming the Hunter Chopper's bull-rushing behavior for this final fight. The chopper was supposed to rush towards the player from a distance, spraying bullets towards the ground as it went. However, instead of telling it to fire bullets, he accidentally instructed it to drop bombs, resulting in his frame rate crawling as bombs poured out of the craft. The concept was so cool, however, that it was retooled to work correctly within the game and became a new behavior for the Hunter Chopper.
Retooled. What he means is that the bombs were actually a programmed behavior. So you saw it, right? When the Hunter Chopper attacks, it shoots with the gun and gun produces bullets. So yeah, really silly would have been that the Hunter Chopper would be shooting bombs out of a gun. That would be weird, but I guess retooling when it's actually dropping the bombs out of the bomb bay would make sense. So it's fine. Yeah, exciting opportunities. I think you can get some exciting opportunities when it comes to other software other than the oh, it's G-Man. Bye, J-Dude. Some exciting opportunities when it comes to other types of software, like for instance banking software. If you have a happy accident, just like Bob Ross likes to say, or like to say, if you have a happy accident, you may create an exciting opportunity of stealing millions upon millions of dollars from unaware customers. And banks, because they're unaware also. Right. I'm having a frame rate issue, that's not good. Wonder if I can fix it, or should I fix it? Soon enough, maybe. Anyway. Let's finish those dudes. Yeah, those dudes. Oh, it's so much easier landing headshots when it's not a multiplayer fucking FPS game. What a nice change. What's in here? What was supposed to be in here? What is this? It's not a transformer station. It's not like a hangar or a garage. Here, see? See? It looks like colored pencil. We're not using that word around. That's a generified brand name, and I don't like that. Especially if it's a foreign brand. We're not picking up that ammo, because we're full already, look. for a change. Would love to bring that box of ammo, like 6 bullets, cartridges. Is it 6 in a box? Yeah. It seems like it should be at least 12, but like we talked about, revolver seems to provide you with more opportunities, or with just more ammo than a full box of ammo. So do I do anything here? I think not. I think I'm just supposed to deal with those guys. So what the fuck am I here for? Just for accidentally? Like, well, that was worth my time. Get back into the boat. We have to do this. Oh right, now I remember. It's not that it's in the hangar, it's through here. So, the story I wanted to talk about, well, I'm gonna have to squeeze 3 things. Fortunately, I speak fast, so maybe I'll manage. But then again, the game has this terrible tendency of distracting me from doing the one thing I'm doing here. The other thing I'm doing here. Talking. Yeah, that's the dam opened. Only a piece of it. And the water is below the dam level. The damned level. Yeah, that's a good pun. Please laugh. Or else. Right. So yeah, of course, the getting across is gonna be tricky. And I think it's a prudent time, aside from the previous episode, when I was busy defeating... Shit. There we go. Third time's a charm. As always. When I was busy defeating the Hunter Chopper and talking about the new game that's came out, that's not Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3. There we go. What? Yes, I was busy, so I didn't tell you the story about my first experience with the game. And it is a lovely vista and lovely time or place in the game where the sun is at which one is it? I never remember. Dawn, I think, is the morning, and dusk is the evening. So I'm gonna go with dusk. Yes. So it's a lovely dusk of presumably a warm time of the year, because of the civvies wearing sort of light clothes. So there's that. And it reminds me of the first time I played the game. I still had things to do, but I was younger. Only a little bit, but I was younger. And I remember looking for this game, because, you know, let's not get into the... yeah, that went well. Perfect. Stick that landing. I should be a gymnast on a airboat, doing tricks like monster trucks. Black Mesa East. Ah, damn it, it's nice music. We're not having this, we're having me talking. It was a warm... I remember it was warm, it was summer. The vacations were close, and I got the game. I searched for it and I finally got it. Also my pal had the game, but way earlier, and he played it, I think. And the joke with him is that when his mother was trying to get him the game, she didn't know which box should she pick, because there were two different boxes. Well, pretty much the same boxes, but they were different. So nobody knew... Well, she didn't know what's the difference. So what she did was picked both, and picked the heavier. And thanks to that, instead of buying a game on DVD, she bought it on like 4 CDs. That was her method of picking up the game. Or picking the game. The particular edition, let's say. Yeah. The times of editions are no longer here. Only they're absolutely here. Where you get specific DLCs and gated off content based on distributors. You're not getting it on CD or DVD, you're getting it digitally. With bonuses. Or like... not cut out content. The content that wasn't cut out. Right. So it was warm. It was summer, the vacations were about to start, I got the game. And I was very eager every day to get back to here, to play the game. And I was putting it off. I was putting it off because of what's gonna happen later. Oh, this is gonna be a long episode. Or at least we're gonna cut it in half. Because we're gonna be experiencing what's cutscenes in essence in this game. Because, you know, they're not exactly cutscenes. We've got too much control for it to be cutscenes. Fuck. And also there is no graceful way of getting on the... out of the boat and onto the ladder. Right. I remember those times. Every time it was warm, every time the day was about to end. I played Half-Life 2. And then pretty much every year, on accident, I was reliving that memory, that situation, enjoying the warm sun, and looking at Half-Life, and shooting people, and dealing with Combine, and stuff like that. So what's here?
Ever since the early days of Half-Life 2's development, Eli's lab was an important location. However, as the game changed, so did the lab's setting. At different points in development, it was situated under an overturned ship. or in a man-made cave filled with hanging gardens and underground wells. One iteration more closely resembled a garage rather than a lab, and was filled with old cars and mechanics equipment. Eventually, Eli's lab found its home in the decommissioned hydroelectric power plant dubbed Black Mesa East.
Black Mesa East. Delk. I don't know what it means, or even if there's all letters on the sign. Usually they steal letters and sell it for junk, the hobos, you know. But maybe Combine successfully deterred them with guns. That usually works against people. Everyone wants to be deterred. Everyone wants to be tased. No one wants to be killed. Right. I don't think I'm gonna talk much about the memes that are floating around, cause we're gonna have cutscenes and story, and I usually pay attention, or at least let you pay attention to them. So yeah, don't know. But I might end up. It might turn out that I got myself into a dead end, or like pushed myself into a corner. Either or, like, I mean, not dead end, not specifically. There we go. It starts.
They've got something. Okay, it's human. Hello?
Yes.
Take it easy in there. You're safe now.
Yeah, look how easy I'm taking it.
Give the scanning process. We can't take any chances.
How about I put some holes in your fucking little window?
Gordon Freeman.
Well, why not?
You made it in this place. Well, Eli is going to be amazed, not to mention relieved. I'm Dr. Mossman, Dr. Judith Mossman. I've
Right.
been hearing about you since long before the Black Mesa incident. Oh,
He looks scared. I think it worked on him.
so she was working with Eli and Dr. Kleiner when they were at the top of their field. Ah, there we go. You can come through now.
So what did you scan, if I'm healthy? Like, there are zombies around, but it's not like you can catch being a zombie without the head crab on your head.
I'll take you down to Eli right away. He would never forgive me if I kept you waiting.
And also, apparently we are getting lots of commentary notes, which will also slow down my progress through the story. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the 3 seconds of my story.
We use the extra help around here. We've covered a lot of ground in the last few months, but things would go so much faster if we had more people with your training.
That's true. I wish I wasn't running around shooting aliens and shit like that, saving world. Like, I really just want to go back to testing. It's just like, I gotta test. I hope you get the reference. The visual aid would have been presented already.
Judith Mossman is actually a character born from the cut content of Half-Life 1. Although the voice on Half-Life 1's introductory train ride says Black Mesa is an equal opportunity employer, not a single female employee is seen in person throughout the entire game. Technical limitations at the time precluded the use of the textures needed to incorporate female scientists, which resulted in Black Mesa being inhabited entirely by males. In the concept stage, there was originally going to be a female scientist who would betray Gordon, telling him to wait in a room while she snuck off and called in guards who would attempt to capture the player. Another thing of note is the following elevator ride. While Alex's introductory elevator removed distractions, Judith's elevator adds distractions that are actually far more interesting than her dialogue. Little details like this nudge players toward liking Alex and having mixed feelings towards Mossman.
Fantastic. I hope you love it as much as I do. We're being manipulated right now. Not only have we been just told that Judith Mossman was designed to fucking betray us, the fucking bitch, and not just specifically her. Fucking women, am I right? And, well, right. The fourth story. I'm not gonna get through all this. We're gonna be cutting soon, so maybe see you in the next episode. Please do. We're gonna talk about bitches. We're told that Judith Mossman is supposed to betray us because she's a woman and she's a cunt. Never trust women. Female scientists and the textured limitations. Well, yeah, we do have a bunch of characters, and the models, or more like textures too, are being reused, and that's assets which also get used and also take up space. So maybe we don't have extra space to make a bunch of women. Yeah. Take that to the next level. Women hating cis white males. We don't have time and space to make any more women. Right. And then we're presented with distractions instead of listening to her scientific babble, techno babble, right? Babble, not bubble. Very important distinction, especially when you're in the bath and not murdering someone.
Hurry up, Dr. Freeman.
Yes. Also, there is an elevator lift.
On a reliable local teleport technology. Something the Combine still hasn't mastered. Eli
How
thinks
did
their
we make
models
it?
are string-based, similar to our Calabi-Yau model, but they failed to factor in the dark energy equations. They can tunnel through from their universe, but once they're here, they're dependent on local transportation. If they knew what we were doing with entanglement...
Right, so how did a bunch of ragtag shack living...
Listen to me, I sound like a postdoc. I'm just so excited to think that we'll finally have the chance to work together.
Yes, feel free to talk to me from all the way over there. Has she already pressed the button? Shouldn't she be going down herself alone, on her own? Right, so how did a ragtag team of ex-scientists in some sort of hydropower plant manage to outwit Combine aliens that already had technology to create portals into different dimensions and enslave other races with military power? How did they not manage to come up with that? Is it the delusion of grandeur we've got for ourselves as humans, that we're the special kind? It's like in D&D. When you create your character and you pick a human, you get an extra language, an extra skill point, and an extra attribute, I think? Feat, not attribute. An extra feat. At least a language, I think. While the other races get outright bonuses to strength, bonuses to dexterity, or shit like that. Because we're special too. We're very young and new and clever, or thirsty for knowledge species. In Mass Effect 2 it was talked about too, where Mordin Souls talks about how Salarians live for 40 years while humans live for 150, and they seem so rushed, especially compared to Asari who live 1,000 years, and they have time to fuck about. They pretty much get brilliant or knowledgeable in time on their own, because there is no other way. You've got 1,000 years of life behind you. You must have picked up something by that point. Right. And the elevator lift. I hope you're enjoying me standing around. Walking is hard, or at least tiring, especially when you're running away from civil protection. Elevator ride. So the first elevator ride and the elevator rides I had at the very first time when I was playing. Oh, why is this? Don't mind that. It's just something I have noticed here outside of the game. The first elevator ride I had, well, every elevator ride I had the first time around when I was playing the game, was that every time you stepped onto the elevator, and the character you were riding the elevator with closed the door behind you, and the elevator was not going anywhere. And that was a problem, because the very first elevator ride is when you meet Alex in the City 17, in like the second chapter right away, right at the beginning of the game, and if you weren't able to progress through here, well, you wouldn't be getting anywhere. And this is happening here too. Alien chess. Cooking head crabs. Magic. And Eli Vance. Did you catch what she was talking about? Slingshotting ourselves around some other dimension.
Gordon Freeman.
Yes.
Let me get a look at you, man.
This is me.
My God, you haven't changed one iota. How do you do it? Now,
Yeah,
see.
I even have the same suit,
I
almost.
sent you up for help after the resonance cascade. I
Right.
never would take you this long to get back to me. Welcome to the lab, anyway. It's not Black Mesa, but it served us well enough.
It's going to be a lot more like Black Mesa with Gordon here to help.
Right you are. MIT graduates are few and far between these days. We'll get you out of that hazard suit and back into your lab coat where you belong.
Let me just finish up some work and I'll see what I can dig up.
Well, why exactly?
It's been a real honor. I'm looking forward to working together.
Dude, there's a lot of things in this room and we're already at the end. Oh, yes, I will. We're gonna go through the text bubbles later.
Oh, Dr. Freeman, you should stay with Eli. Go on, I'll rejoin you shortly.
Yes, I'm just gonna be busy scheming against you here. And I guess one of the rooms should have G-Man on it, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. I think she'll be talking to Combine soon enough. Now?
I have a few things to attend to, Dr.
No? Okay. Okay. I'll give you some privacy. In the meantime...
Scientist, Judith. She was up for your job at Black Mesa, but you edged her out with your Innsbruck experience.
Oh, good. It would have been horrible to know that she's actually equally well qualified. No?
Dr.
No?
Freeman, I figured you and Eli would want to talk about it.
Right, yeah, whatever. Show me things. Right, I'll show myself around myself then. No, not yet. Oh, fuck.
The Vortigaunt said you were here. I can't believe you made it so quickly on foot.
I believe he broke your record, honey.
Well, he earned it. I guess you proved you can handle yourself out there.
There's nothing Gordon can't handle, with the possible exception of you.
Dad, please.
You should fuck. Alright, we're getting the thing anyway. Oh, hold on. Ah, shit, now it's locked. Fuck my ass.
Look at this, Gordon.
Oh, I'm looking. This is a very smart idea. This is a piece of crystal that we've experimented on in Black Mesa. In the first game. And now we have a piece of it here. And shooting lasers through it again. Because what's the worst that can happen, I guess? We already had one resonance cascade. What's the probability of it happening again? And fuck. And yeah, something or the other. And you can turn it about. Isn't that interesting? Look.
Alex?
It does absolutely nothing other than turn the piece.
Relieve me so I could come see Gordon. Anyway, I should be in here working on the portal.
I have the repairs well in hand. Someone misjudged the capacity of the Combine thyristor.
Are you blaming me?
Thyristor. Is it like thyroid?
Not at all. It was a calculation error, not a mechanical problem.
Then maybe you should let me do the calculations next time as well as installing it.
Alex, really? Sometimes I think you deliberately misunderstand me.
Alex,
Why don't you get some pudding or oil or mud
Sure.
and kiddie pool and you've
Let's go have some fun.
solve it like real
The
women?
energy field manipulator is not a toy, Alex.
Ugh, let's get out of here.
Let's. Well, I'll get to you later shortly. Look how upset she is. Did that upset you? Are your feelings hurt? Cunt?
See you in a little while, Gordon.
Right. We sure will. Nothing here then. Oh, maybe now? No? Well, hey. Not push me around. That's what I wanted to say. Don't push me around. Right, yeah. I think this talks about this. I think. Science. What was I talking about? Everything is all around, waiting for me to progress into the game. But I don't want to. I've got things to say. What do I have to say? This is a picture of Alex. The small one is Alex. The older one is her mother. And I guess she is actually Asian. MIT graduates. Why would there be few and far between? Is it like Bolshevik Revolution when they murdered every intelligence or like intellectual or anyone with a different socio-economical class, that is to say higher class than workers? Was that what Combine did to them to stop them from fighting back. Would be smart, would be also evil, would fit the modus operandi. But do they do that always? Wouldn't you have a use for MIT graduates in your alien force?
Go on, Gordon. Go with Alex.
Right, yeah. Like, for instance, their experience with local flora and fauna. Maybe they would help you survive here. Or, like, get you a head start with experimentation on something. Maybe it's not needed. I don't know. So the nose.
The head preserved in this jar is the head of a monster cut from the game. It was a Combine janitor called the Cremator, which would clear the streets of dead soldiers and citizens' bodies after a skirmish. It was to do so using a hose that sprayed some sort of corrosive chemical. During this scene, if the player looks at this head, the newspaper clipboard, or the Vance family picture, Eli will respond, addressing whatever the player is looking at. This is one of the rare instances in the Half-Life series where the voiceless player is able to affect the dialogue in a more meaningful way than just pressing the use key. It shows that other characters are aware of your actions and that these actions are worth addressing.
Yeah, of course I totally fucked it up and pretty much didn't get any dialogue on anything. So maybe I'll have a scene later on in the next episode, sort of reliving that situation. Talking about reliving, let's make a save, just in case. Yes, she will, because I'm fucking useless 40-year-old MIT graduate who had to single-handedly stop physics collapse, alien invasion, and do it again now.
Eli Vance is the Half-Life 2 counterpart of the Half-Life 1 scientist who opened an eye scanner door for the player,
Go ahead,
telling
Gordon,
them
we'll
to head
catch
for
up
the
with you
surface
later.
right after the resonance cascade. This is evidenced by his dialogue here, the first time in Half-Life 2 where you meet him in person. During the game's complicated development, the character we now know as Eli Vance was originally two separate characters, Captain Vance and Eli Maxwell. Captain Vance was an undercover resistance member who worked for the Combine, running a facility
Gordon.
referred
Go
to
with
as
Alex.
the Air Exchange, who was also intended to be Alex's father. Eli Maxwell was a character not unlike the final version of Eli Vance. The only major differences are his relationship with Alex as a close friend rather than a father, and he had a very different appearance with a longer beard, glasses,
in a
and a
little
cane.
while, Gordon.
When the Air Exchange was cut, it took Captain Vance down with it. The two characters were then rolled into one, and the underground resistance fighter and military leader roles were given to Barney Calhoun and Odessa Cubbage, respectively. It has also been officially stated that Eli Vance lost his leg to a bull squid, a Half-Life 1 enemy that was also cut from the sequel during development. As an
Go with
in-game
Alex,
explanation
Gordon.
has never
She'll
been
look after
provided, this is still considered to be true within the game's fiction.
So at least we've got an input on that, and I never remembered, well, I didn't remember, at least till now, that happened. It's not explained when it happened, and what's the fucking goo in here? Is it the stuff that Reapers from Mass Effect 3 are made of?
Go on, Gordon.
Right. Cremator, who spews acid on corpses to get rid of them, because getting the implants back would be too much of a nuisance. It's already used. We can afford the new shit, right? We're Combine after all. And it's called Cremator. I think it would have been quite a spook to face off of. And talking about spooks, I'm gonna talk about them soon enough. That is to say, I absolutely have no idea when I'm gonna make another episode and edit it. So stay tuned, cause spooks. Also the whole idea is like fucking a month too late, if not two, cause what's it called? Halloween is way over now. It's gonna be relevant in a year. Broken Clock is right twice a day. So if you just so happen to be watching these around any other Halloween than 2019, hello, this is the past. And I'm here to haunt you. Right. Is there anything else interesting I wanted to say? Probably not. There's nothing... There's never anything interesting to say, right?
See you in a little while.
Right. So I think I'm gonna stop here, because we're gonna have more cutscenes and more exposition, and it's gonna take a while too. And then I will think about things to say. I've got one topic that I did talk about, and I probably am forgetting about something that just happened. But that's what you get when you've got lots of things on your mind. In the meantime, subscribe to YouTube and also to DTube. Apparently I'm gaining subscribers on YouTube, which I would rather trade for views. It's like that saying, never trade luck for skill. And I'd rather trade subscribers for views. Become a subscriber, or better yet, become a viewer. Because I need more and so do you?